lesson 1.7, using trim and flaps. Real quick lesson, but some very important things I want to go over. Let's start with the flaps. First thing you understand about the flaps is flaps allow us to come in at a steeper angle. We're able to make a steeper approach while not increasing our airspeed. We're throwing the brakes out there essentially. We're generating lift and we're slowing the airplane down, allowing us to make a steeper approach and not pick up a lot of airspeed. Now it's important to note, and guys, you're not going to hear this many other places because a lot of people either don't know enough to tell you this or they're nervous to tell you this, but I'll put it bluntly with you. Never use flaps in a turn. Aerodynamically, here's why. Well, while I'm in a turn, one wing is producing more lift than the other. It's my horizontal component of lift. When I throw out that drag, essentially, I've got one wing producing more lift than the other. That wing is also going to produce more drag than the other. So now I've got an uneven lift equation. I've got an uneven drag equation. Did I mention that chances are you're using flaps, you're in the traffic pattern, you're low, you're slow, and flaps also have a tendency to make the nose come up. I know we haven't talked a lot about stalls and spins and everything else just yet, but I don't want to be low, slow, in a turn, one wing producing more lift than the other, one wing producing more drag than the other, and have a tendency to maybe bring the nose up. That's all the ingredients you need for a stall spin scenario. Please do not add flaps in a turn. Roll through your base, through your whatever it is, wings level, then add your flaps in. And if I'm saying terms they don't make sense to you, that'll come up as we're progressing in our training. Flaps. Let's talk now about trim. I'm famous for saying these words, that trim is a poor man's autopilot. And trim really is. I don't have an autopilot in my aircraft. I trim for it. But what am I trimming for? I'm actually trimming for an airspeed. You don't trim for, a pitch. You trim for a pitch angle, but that pitch angle helps you hold that airspeed is what you're looking for. I'm trimming for an airspeed. I can trim for 80 in a climb. I can trim for 80 in level flight. I can trim for 80 in a descent. It doesn't matter. I'm trimming for that airspeed. It's that pitch and power relationship, and we're going to learn a lot more about that in the coming lessons. Guys, after this lesson is our first quiz. The quiz is going to relate to really what we just learned. All the questions you're going to see are actual FAA written test prep questions. You are getting a sneak peek into the FAA's actual database, and it's going to relate to the videos that you just saw. So go take that quiz. I will instantly get notified with how you did, so no need to worry about that, and you'll be able to track your progress as well. So set some time aside. The quiz is very quick, but let's see how you did, and then we'll move over to lesson 2.